HTML5 is extremely powerful, especially when you consider the amount of effort and attention that's been put toward graphics and interactive elements. There's a powerhouse graphical engine under the HTML hood that can be used to create rich web applications, and there are some new form elements to provide an added visual punch. So in this video, I'll explain the HTML5 meter tag. Now the meter tag looks like this, and then we'll add some information to it. We'll give it an ID, call it meter1. Give it a starting value. In this case, I'll use 0.5. Minimum value is 0, and this is the minimum value that you can choose, and then the maximum value we'll set as 1. So in this case, it represents 100%, but we're using decimals here, 0 to 1, and then 0.5 is our mid-range. And then let's give it a style as well. So you can style this using CSS, and I'll just give it a width of 100 pixels. Close that tag, and you see that it's got an opening and closing tag, so we can actually put information in here like 50 out of 100. Actually, let's do this. 0.5 out of 1. I'll go ahead and save this and refresh our page in Chrome. You can see there's our meter. Quite simply, it's set at 0.5 right now. And as we change this value, for instance, I'll make that 25%, save that. Now we can see we can change the value of that slider. Now, I'm going to do something a little bit different here because I've written some JavaScript that accesses a meter called meter2. And what we're going to do here is we're going to give this a value of 50. So now we're actually going to set the values between 0 and 100. And I'm going to get rid of this altogether. We don't actually need text in there. And refresh the page, and there's our slider. As a matter of fact, I'm going to make this even wider. I'll make this, say, 300 pixels, and let's refresh that page. There we go. We've got a nice long slider. Now, down here, I'm going to add some information. What I'm going to do is put an input, and this will be a range slider. I'll give it the ID of range 1 because that's the ID that I'm using with my JavaScript up here. Give it a value, starting value of 0, a minimum value of 0, a maximum value of 100, just like our meter. And then I'm going to add the onChange event so that when the meter is changed, we're going to run the function that we created called update. That's a JavaScript function. This is the self-closing tag, so we put in the / and the closing brace. There's no actual closing tag for that. And here you can see there's our function update. So that'll run when we change that slider. Now, down here, I'm going to create a span as well. That'll just help output some information to the screen. Go ahead and save that. And if I refresh the page now, you can see there's our slider. As a matter of fact, I should have put a page break here just to sort of break things up. Save it. And there we go. Now, when I start to move the slider, you can see now the value is changing. So even though it starts at 50,